It's Thursday the 25th of February. It's the last day of the first sitting block of the parliamentary year. There will be a recess next week where select committees will be sitting. We start the day with a business statement from the Leader of the House, the Honourable Chris Hipkins. It is likely that the Shadow Leader of the House will ask him a few questions about that. Generally, it will be to do with the sitting program for the next block. We then go into oral questions. David Seymour to the Minister for COVID around having differential quarantine arrangements depending on which countries people come from. Shane Retty to the Prime Minister, likely to be answered by the Deputy Prime Minister about child poverty. Duncan Webb to the Minister of Finance about the resurgent support payment applications, the numbers that have come in since the program started on Tuesday. Nicola Willis to the Minister of Housing about the number of people on the housing register. Marama Davidson to the Minister of Revenue on the number of people who are high income or wealthy but are paying low tax rates. Dr. Anai Neru Leavasa to the COVID Minister about the vaccination rollout and how that is going. Debbie Ngāriwa-Paka to the Minister of Social Development about child poverty for tamariki Māori. Naisi Chen to the Minister of Arts, Culture and Heritage about making the arts more accessible and inclusive. Simeon Brown to the Minister of Police about whether she stands by her statements and policies. Tamati Coffey to the Minister of Māori Development on the employment for tamariki Māori. Matt Ducey to the Minister of Health about people who are concerned that changes in the mental health system have been stalled. Kieran McAnulty to the Minister of Transport about restoring roads and rail in the regions. We then will have a new or an innovation. What the last set of standing orders agreed was that we would have more debates on matters of topical interest. And the first of those will be on the report of the Foreign Affairs and Defence and Trade Committee on the inquiry into New Zealand aid to the Pacific. Now, this was a report that was done in the previous Parliament. It was presented to the Parliament just before it rose in September, and the government has responded earlier this month to the report. So there'll be a 1 hour debate on that. Then we'll go into government orders of the day, the sexual violence legislation bill, the continuation of the second reading, the regulatory systems transport amendment bill, second reading in the name of the Honourable Michael Wood. Now, again, under our new rules, we have a shortened dinner break on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and we finish at 5 o'clock on a Thursday. So that's it for this week. I'll be back in about 10 days' time.